Welcome to the Cryptonometron, and today I'm doing another ICO review, this one on another very interesting project. This is Viola AI, and this is said to be the first blockchain and artificial intelligence driven marketplace for dating, courtship, and through to marriage. This is a very unique and interesting project in that it will act like a dating app to partner you with somebody that shares similar interests, but also remind you in future of wedding anniversaries, birthdays, and other special occasions. So it goes a little bit beyond just a dating app on the blockchain. So let's have a quick look at it and see what it's all about. So as to the competition, on the blockchain alone, there are a lot of ICOs coming up. Just with a quick skim over Google, turned up 4 different ICOs. This one, Luna, is a blockchain for optimized dating. The pre-sale was sold out to the tune of $8 million, and the token sale is starting in about 10 days. There was also this one, which is starting in about 23-24 days, is called Picky. Again, dating on the blockchain, revolutionize the way you think about online dating. Another one, Matchpool. I'm not sure if they've been on ICO or not, but they are another blockchain dating or matching service. And finally, JDS, or Just Dating Site, is a platform that connects people, another dating site. Now, the point here is that the blockchain is quite useful when it comes to organizing information and providing you have an idea, such as a dating site, that you can apply the blockchain to, then it might actually be a good idea to use that instead of a centralized database model. Of course, now what you're going to have is a lot of companies vying for the dating space on the blockchain, and many of the more established companies that already exist, like Matchmaker and many more, are already controlling the market. If it moves to the blockchain, you could see them implementing their own blockchain systems. But at the moment, even having 4, 5, 6 different blockchain companies concentrating on the dating services is quite a lot, and it would indicate there's going to be fierce competition in the future to get a piece of that pie. So the more companies that are involved, it's not necessarily a niche market anymore. It's going to be more difficult for these companies, including Viola IA, to stake their claim. So let's take a look at the white paper and look at some of the problems that they intend to solve. So, love and relationship challenges in the 21st century, this chapter's called. As we can see, the love section and the relationship section has been separated. In the love section, you've got a lack of verification adding to love scamming, a mindset and online dating fatigue, and a lack of transparency and abuse of data. And relationships, the problems are increasing relationship challenges, dating and relationship advice confusion, and privacy issues and stigma. Now, if we look down, each section is given its own paragraph explaining what the problem is. The lack of verification adding to love scamming. Well, scamming's a big business, especially over here in Thailand. Getting, women in particular, maybe some vulnerable men, to send money to people from overseas, meeting them online dating sites, that type of thing. So it's a big problem. So security is obviously going to be an issue, which the blockchain and digital identification should assist with. Then there's this over focus on meeting in the new world of dating, and apparently dating apps are the latest holy grail in the US. However, 55% of singles have realized that technology has made dating harder, and even 61% are negatively impacted in their ability to have meaningful face-to-face conversations. So they've concluded online dating is hard work. However, what Viola is trying to do is allow people to meet the right person rather than just meeting people constantly till you find the right one. This will in effect allow you to meet a better match, so hopefully you don't have to meet as many people. Another problem is, of course, the abuse of users' data and poor security. Having centralized systems means they're open to hacks and data leakages, etc. But also, I think it's important to point this out, that there is limited repeat business in a dating website. If you find somebody, if you find a partner, you're not going to use the dating app anymore. At least that's the most common scenario. So, how do you acquire new leads? Well, a lot of these online dating services actually use bots or fake profiles to boost up the amount of users. So they're essentially exploiting the user. And Viola wants to increase business or increase usage of the app by allowing it to be to use continually after the matching is made. So they'll have other services that tack on the back of just the pure dating app, such as a reminder for anniversaries and gifts and stuff like that. Another problem, increasing relationship challenges. Marriages are failing more than ever, less people getting married. I believe the divorce rates are as high as 53 to 70%, which is quite large in the US and Europe. And it says here in conservative Japan, divorce rates have jumped 4 times in the last 30 years, with 1 in 3 marriages are ending in failure. So they say many couples are in shock when they learn about each other's habits, etc. So using an AI or an artificial intelligence will help to partner you with somebody with similar habits, at least minimize the risk. So another problem is confusion on which advice to follow. So a lot of people are looking for advice from family, friends, even the internet, Google searches, stuff like that. So a lot of confusion. Another issue is the privacy issue and stigma of maybe your marriage isn't failing, your relationship isn't doing so well, and it's a stigma to go and see somebody about it, like a counsellor or whatever, and a lot of people just don't bother. So perhaps this app will give some advice for you if your relationship's in trouble, and also maybe be your counsellor. The AI will sort of counsel you in ways that you can maybe improve your relationship or solve some of the problems that you've got in your marriage. So what Viola AI want to do, and I'll read out from the white paper. I know some of you guys don't like me doing that. If you don't want to know about the project, or you've read the white paper on your own and you don't want to go through this, skip right to the end to my verdict. You'll get my opinion on it. I do this so that people can learn. A lot of people don't want to read the white paper. They might not have time. So if listening to me or watching the video is more helpful to you, then fair enough. If it's not, skip to the end to the verdict. And the timestamps are in the description as well, so you can skip to what part you want. But I use the source material, so I read off some of the source material. It's easier for me than actually creating different PowerPoints, which I used to do. That's very time consuming. I don't have the time to do that anymore. So apologies for those that don't want me to go through each minutiae of the white paper, but this is purely for your information, guys. So the Viola AI is going to be a decentralized infrastructure with end-to-end data encryption and real ID verification for all users. And that'll make, obviously, the scamming problem hopefully go away. Making dating easier for singles and relationships better for couples. The whole interface will be better, the system will be better. It's going to be transparent in nature and address the current conflict of interest faced by dating services. And also, it's going to be powered by trustless smart contracts where all parties involved in the marketplace will get the agreed revenue shares and rewards agreed upon. So essentially, they're moving dating onto the blockchain and with some other additional services as well. So onto the market now. They outline an opportunity in their white paper, which is quite interesting. They say these are potential opportunities for them. Preparation for dates. So they're going to give advice or suggestions how you can prepare. They're also going to give advice or organize dating activities for you. So if you both, for example, like the same restaurant or going to the cinema or whatever, they will suggest a date or an activity for you to do. They will also give you advice on gifts. Again, remember guys, this is an artificial intelligence, so it's thinking for you based on what information you've provided into the app. So, you know, it will highlight what dates are important, say birthdays, anniversaries, stuff that you've forgotten, Valentine's Day, for example. And there's a lot of money involved in there. As you can see, Americans spend 19 billion on Valentine's Day on gifts. Singles Day is now another online shopping day in China, apparently, and they spend even more, 25.3 billion. So big market there. And again, a lot of people are busy these days. They will forget, especially stuff like anniversary. You know, that's the common joke, isn't it? That you forget your partner's anniversary and then you get scolded for it. So, you know, this app's going to help with that as well, which I think is quite useful. You know, again, it gives it more dimension than just being a dating app that once you've met somebody, you just turn off and forget about. Obviously, dating services is one of the biggest core components of the app. It will be the mainstay of the app, meeting other people that are geared, you know, that are geared towards you by the AI, that are picked for you, selected based on different criteria. Then there'll be assistance with proposals and weddings. There's a massive market there as well, US 300 billion, I believe it says. And also education and counselling, as we mentioned in the last chapter, with the marriages breaking up and stuff. There could be more focus on some counselling added to the app, you know, some advice. It might not be the greatest way to get counselling or advice, but it may help. So the AI is going to take care of that as well. And right at the bottom of the chapter there, it's basically adding all these together to show you there's a global market of something like 800 billion US dollars worth. So focusing on the market, again, this ICO is being launched by a company called Lunch Actually Group, which claims to be Asia's first and largest lunch dating company with 13 years of proven experience. Now this is important as they will obviously intimately know the market already. And if we scroll down on their website here, past the token usage section, they have this little chapter here that says they have 13 years of proven record. They have already 1.1 billion data points in developing a powerful AI love advisor. Interesting. 30.1 million plus matches. So they have over 1.4 million registered members already and have arranged 30.1 million matches previously in the 13 years. They have over 4,000 plus media appearances, including notably their Bloomberg, CNBC and BBC. They have arranged about 100,000 dates for couples. They have 4 dating apps, 2 online sites and 3 offline services currently, and their business footprint is located in Singapore, Malaysia, Hong Kong, Thailand, Indonesia and Japan, which is apparently a joint venture there in the brackets. So interesting, they're already an established business, which gives them a route to market already. They know who their customers are, and that's important when you're thinking about investing in something like this. You like to see that they are already involved in the industry they're going to put the blockchain on. So it wasn't difficult to find some information about the global online dating marketplace. The online dating segment in this website, they claim it amounts to US $1,383 million worth in 2018, expecting to grow by a percentage of 3.9%, resulting in a very much larger volume of $1,610 million in 2020, compound annual growth rate of almost 4% is very healthy. And then you have user penetration at 5.7%, expected to grow to 6.3% in the next 4 years. Average revenue per user at $4.70. And from a global comparison perspective, it is shown that most revenue is generated in the US, which you wouldn't be surprised about, with a total of 590 million US dollars in 2018. Again, this site is very similar. It's Business Wire. I'll leave the links below as usual. And again, they are even more optimistic. They expect the industry, the dating services market, to grow at 5.31% during the period from 2017 to 2021. So yes, the outlook is very bright for the online dating market, and also it's a multi-million-dollar marketplace. There's a lot of money to be made in it if you do the right product. So moving on to the blockchain and how they're going to utilize it. Well, they're going to harness artificial intelligence, use the blockchain, and also smart contracts on top of the blockchain. They're going to use the Ethereum blockchain. They already, in their white paper, have outlined the problems with the Ethereum blockchain, so they're already aware of it. The scalability issues and the throughput issues that we're experiencing at the moment, especially with more dApps coming on the back of it. But this is just a model of what they're intending to produce. They have the artificial intelligence engine there, the blockchain with your ID verification, the wallet, and the escrow system for the tokenization. And then they have also the marketplace or the community platform. So scrolling down here, we can see they have the different parts of the system. They have the relationship advice and solutions, recommendation-based marketplace, smart contracts, and the wallet. Real ID verification to prevent scammers, community support, and also a hedged escrow system which will allow trustless and transparent agreements. As we know, the blockchain is very useful for real ID and verification of people and keeping a proven record, and that's one of the most important things, as well as privacy, security, decentralization that brings its own benefits. So verification in the case of dating services is very important to avoid scamming, as we've already mentioned a couple of times. So we can see this is how the operation is going to work on the Viola blockchain. The user will upload a picture of their face. The app requests the user to video scan his face with the app. Viola then scans, matches, and verifies with the facial recognition. If unsuccessful, the user has to upload a better and more recent photo. And then checks are performed on the user's social media. So it will go to your Facebook, for example, and check whether you are actually you. Then if you get successfully verified, the data is encrypted using a private or public key and saved on the phone. Then there's extra security measures to obfuscate the data, so it can't be retrieved by anybody else. Then Viola writes the hashed signed data onto the blockchain in digital form. And then step 7, user data becomes unreadable to anybody without authorization. And step 8, the process is repeated every time you want to change your photo. So it maintains integrity by basically performing these checks to stop people from signing up as a proper person and then changing it to try and hide themselves. There will be a wallet as well, obviously, and this will allow you to purchase and store the Viola tokens. You can make or receive payments for goods and services, conduct peer-to-peer transfers where users reward one another for quality content or advice, and you can also receive rewards for revenue share, gamification, and referrals, and also bug reporting as well. There will be a hedged escrow system, so everything's going to be carried out with the Ethereum smart contracts in a trustless and automatic manner. Now there will be a marketplace as well, where you can exchange, buy and sell goods and services, such as dating advice. You can, if somebody's a counsellor and they're on there, you can use the Viola tokens to purchase their advice from them. And also there will be a community crowd wisdom, which basically you can get the advice that you need from the artificial intelligence, for example, but also from other people on the system. The core services will be deployable to other platforms. You'll be able to develop on top of the Viola AI platform and the LaunchClick platform. And you can also launch your own dApps on top of it, which is interesting. Onto the technology section now, and I'm not going to spend a lot of time going through this with a fine-tooth comb. If you want to know more about it, please do read the white paper. As usual, you should really read the white paper before you invest in any project, especially in ICO. If you don't, then you're really doing yourself a disservice. And here we are looking at the technology section, with the first technology obviously being the artificial intelligence with the decentralized and personalized machine learning engines. So essentially the AI is going to be there to give advice, to learn, to understand and analyze all the different data that's given. This will allow for a deeper understanding of users and partners, meaning that with more information that the AI gets and the more it actually can process, then the deeper understanding it will get for relationships. There will be data sets preparation. So it will be the user's data, for example, will be transformed into a format and then analyzed by the machine learning. There will be an artificial neural network approach. So they will optimize the personality compatibility and personalization at an individual scale by using machine learning concepts such as neural networks. And there we go there, that's approximation of how they're going to do it. And from that, again, all the matching that you're going to get, all the suggestions you're going to get are based on what the artificial intelligence and deep learning thinks that you want. And there you go, there's a small infographic in the white paper that basically shows how it works in a nutshell. You have the personality AI engine there that takes into consideration traits, models, values models, contextual and role and needs. It will also pull data from social media, from public data, from a quiz perhaps that you've taken on the app, and then also take into account past actions, milestones in your life, stuff like that. And then it will be able to form a compatibility matrix for you as well. So another interesting technology they're going to implement is natural language empathy. Now that's basically something that they'll be able to use to understand feelings and perspectives a little better. Not easy for a machine, or not easy to implement in artificial intelligence. But if you're suffering from any emotional distress or whatever, they hope that the app or the artificial intelligence will pick up on that and then act accordingly. Maybe recommend that you go and have a lie down, or you buy the wife some flowers, or so on and so forth. So in comparison with other dating bots, we can see the advantages of using technology. We will have the real ID verification, deep learning about users, for singles, attached and married, a seamless transition. You will have relationship advices and solutions. The app will arrange real dates. It will collect feedback and continue learning, of course. You will get reminders on occasion for anniversaries and such like, very useful, especially for me, somebody that forgets them all the time. You will have goods and services which you can trade on the marketplaces. You will also have community support with a lot of quality content and services, they hope. You will have gamification as well, so it will improve your relationship with fun, and you can enjoy using the app and get really feel like you're getting something out of it. And you'll also have a humanized avatar as well, which they say is going to be this AI bot that gives feelings and expressions as well. So the Viola token acts as the fuel on the Ethereum blockchain, essentially. Users can use it to pay for goods and services, bid for crowd advice and services, get rewards for referring people, gamification and more, and also get rewards for contributing to the community. If you act as a counsellor or something, you can get rewarded. So the marketplace, you can get rewarded for good content. You can also reward users for completing an action, for example. You can get revenue share for goods and services, and also you can pay for advertising. And it goes on further to explain that payment transactions, the Viola token can be used for payment of goods and services, starting with 10 existing platforms in the ecosystem, and with plans to expand into other partners' ecosystems and platforms as well. Advertising, merchants or experts must buy Viola tokens if they want to advertise their services or goods to the Viola AI and partners database. This presents another source of utility and usage for the token. And then there is a community usage. Viola tokens are used in the community as rewards to users, merchants and experts that provide great content, advice and ideas that value add to the community and Viola AI's learning and future responses. So the tokens have a wide use. They'll obviously all be traded on exchanges as well sometime after the ICO, just like all the other cryptocurrencies you know and love. So the token sale is capped at US $17 million and it has a soft cap of US $1 million. One Viola token equals 20 cents or 5 to $1. 50% will be allocated to the token sale, 18.5% to the rewards pool, 1.5% to the bounty pool, which we'll look at in a minute, 20% of company reserve, and 10% to the team and advisory pool. So there's a little bit more detail on the token sale in their white paper. They are an ERC20 token on the Ethereum blockchain, as I explained earlier. The start date for their ICO, their target is 14th of March. There is currently a pre-sale running, and you can contribute now. My affiliate link is in the description and in the pinned post below. Please use it, guys. I don't get paid for these reviews, so every little bit helps. And you'll also get a bonus. I think you get 5% extra tokens when using my affiliate link on top of your normal bonuses, and I get a little bit as well. So every little bit helps. Let's help each other out. It's always nice. And the soft cap we already mentioned. Tokens are 20 cents each, which represents fair value for money, I would say, with a total token supply of 250 million. So there is good potential for this ICO. Obviously, 50% are being sold during the crowd sale. So that gives a market cap of somewhere around $40 million, I would say, for a starting point, which gives it a fair potential for growth, I would say. They're going to accept Bitcoin and Ethereum, and there will be 7.5 million tokens maximum available at the pre-sale. So this is the timeline for the token sales. They have a pre-public token sale, which is running at the moment, and the start date is going to be about 14th of March 2018 for the main sale itself. You can contribute at the moment. You get a bigger bonus. I think the bonuses are up at around 50% at the moment. With affiliate bonuses, you'll get quite a lot of tokens, so it's in your interest to act quickly rather than leave it till the last minute. But importantly, after the token sale is over, they're going to burn any unsold tokens. They have a bounty campaign running. They call it the Bounty Program 2.0 or Proof of Love. So it's a little bit unique, which I like. Nice graphic there. You can become a transformer, which means you're selected to as a supporter, so to speak, of this project. And depending on how much contribution you've had to the Proof of Love, you can become this transformer. And you can form the league as well. So I'm sure the bonuses will increase the more you do. So how to show your proof of love? Well, you can add members to Telegram. You've got to fill in the Google form. You get rewarded 30 Viola tokens for that. You can refer your friends. Again, my affiliate link's below. You get 5% of your friend's purchase, or your friend will get 5% bonus tokens as well. So use the affiliate link in your dashboard when you sign up. You can also share it on Facebook, get tokens for that, retweet their posts on Twitter, retweet their tweets. You can create content on YouTube, much like this. You can publish on Medium and other blog sites as well, like Steam. And you can use Bitcoin Talk, put that into your signature. Translation bounty there as well, and also a bug bounty. So if you find any bugs in their coding, you can also apply for that. So their 36-month roadmap started back in January 2015 when they launched LunchClick, which is an app with human love assistant to help singles meet other singles. And then in January 2017, they started working on an NLP algorithm based on the keywords used in millions of LunchClick conversations and identified top challenges of what users face in their relationship problems. November 2017, the ICO website was developed. December 2017, the smart contract and blockchain development began. And then next year, they're going on to develop a personal relationship AI assistant module for the app. The Viola wallet and token application will then be launched on April 2018. September 2018, they're going to implement the smart features, the AI and the Real ID verification, the marketplace module, the relationship AI assistant module for attached couples already to give the advice, etc., and also an integration module for other products to use. And then December 2018, later on this year, they will have voice recognition. They will release recommended services and products to enhance relationships, provide content management system for users and experts to contribute. And by 2020, they are going to target 25 plus million users with a global presence. Now, the important thing to gather from this is they do not actually have any functioning product as yet. However, they are already an established company in the online dating sphere, and they are currently working on the blockchain and their a smart contract system. So it's important to realize that this will probably happen sometime in Q1 2018, later on this year. Let's look at the team now, and they say that they are an established and proven team with combined of more than 50 years experience in dating and relationship industries. I think that's important. That's probably the most important part about the team, that we have to realize that they're already featured in the industry. They're not just coming from another industry to build a blockchain or something. They've just decided that would be a good fit. They're already established in the online dating sphere. And we can see there Violet Lim is the co-founder but also the CEO. She has been doing this for 13 years along with Jamie Lee, who's the other co-founder and the business development head. And they both founded Lunch Actually Group. So Lunch Actually is like the parent company of this blockchain application, Viola AI. Zam Ong appears to be the co-founder as well. There are 4 co-founders, I believe. Yep, 4 of them at the top there. And he's the technologies expert. So he's experienced in research and development and business intelligence and cryptocurrency. Then Nikki is the chief product officer, and she's a tech entrepreneur and gaming fanatic with a wealth of experience launching and selling new technology products. Looking down the list, I don't think it's important to single anybody else out really. They are based in Singapore. That's the other important thing. We have to look at that. And then we have an advisory board of 12 people, I think there. Yep. Lisa Clampett. She is the founder and president of the Matchmaking Institute, MMI, in New York. She's probably the all-star advisor on the team, if I had to name one. But everybody has experience with cryptocurrency, venture capitalism, investments, innovative technologies. So, as well as their umbrella company, Lunch Actually Group, that have the app Lunch Click and are basically branching off into cryptocurrency and into blockchain and into this ICO. Viola AI are exploring a strategic partnership with this company called Requitix. I don't know much about Requitix, but they are another level of security to the AI and the marketplace on Viola AI. So there is actually a website, you can go and take a look at that. It's in their Medium blog where I found that. And also they are partnered with Matchmaking Institute. As you can recall, one of the advisors is the CEO from Matchmaking Institute, and that will bring thousands of trained dating experts, they claim, from many countries, up to 46 countries around the globe. So some decent partnerships that will further their business. Onto the community now, and they have been featured a lot in media, including the usual crypto-focused media, including Cointelegraph, Bitcoinist, etc. But they've also had a few mentions in other media channels. Bangkok Post is mentioned there, Bloomberg, BBC, etc. Social media is where my focus usually is, and I always use Telegram as a gauge of community support. It's quite low at the moment, although this project is still fairly undiscovered. It doesn't go to ICO for quite a while yet, so there is a lot of possibility and potential for this community to grow. Again, please, if you've not joined their Telegram link, use my link below in the description and in the pinned post to sign up for their Telegram. It helps me and it will help you as well get the latest news. They have 1,647 members so far. I expect that is going to grow exponentially in the near future. And we'll just take a quick look at Twitter. They only have 395 followers. So again, I'll leave the link below. Please try and sign up. Follow them on Twitter as well so you get the latest news if you're interested in contributing to this ICO. And GitHub, they only have 2 repositories, but their token smart contract is there, as you can see, and also their white paper. They're also on LinkedIn, YouTube, Reddit, and some other social media as well. So support is not as good as it really should be for a project of this magnitude, but hopefully that can improve over the coming weeks as we approach the crowd sale proper. So on to the verdict now, and first off, as usual, the positives. What do I see that is good in this ICO? Well, first thing, the company Lunch actually is already involved in online dating. I've already checked them out. They've got a presence on social media. You can find them quite easily. They're focused mainly in Southeast Asia, Singapore, Indonesia, were the 2 countries that popped up immediately on Google when I searched for them. So they're already involved. They've already got a lot of people using them. They've already got a brand awareness. So they've already got some influence and some experience of the online dating scene. And that obviously leads to having an existing client and user base that's likely to adopt or use the Viola AI platform if they've already had a good experience with Lunch actually. Now, this is important because one of the negatives that I'll point out is they don't actually have a minimum viable product at the moment or a working product, which is, again, which I always say is a prerequisite for me to invest in any ICOs. I do make exceptions though for companies like this that are looking to take their existing business onto the blockchain. They believe that the blockchain will be an essential part of their business going forward. So having the company there already doing an online dating service is very important for them. Number 3, they have a relatively low total supply of 250 million tokens. 50% of those tokens will not go into circulation, I believe. They will be given to team advisors and kept back for marketing on the system. So you're looking at maybe a total of 125 million being sold at ICO, some maybe being burned if they don't sell all the tokens. So there will be a low total supply. There is a low total supply, sorry, and there will be a low circulatory supply as well, which will aid in the growth of your value. Another thing that I like about this ICO is it incorporates new technology. It's not just a dating app on the blockchain, which many of the other companies are trying to do. This actually is going to incorporate machine learning, deep learning, artificial intelligence. It goes a little step further than just having a dating website on an Ethereum blockchain. Number 5, as such, it could be very disruptive to the online dating industry. If the AI is good enough, if they manage to implement, then this could be very, very disruptive indeed. Nobody's going to use a centralized system when they can use something that's far more intelligent and gets the results. Number 6, they've got a fairly low hard cap. It's not excessive, 17 million. I wasn't sure whether to put this in the positives. I like lower hard caps of 10 million or lower, but 17 isn't too high. There's still room for growth. If they don't sell all the tokens during the pre-sale or crowd sale, the cap on the coin market cap, for example, the market cap will be a lot lower than 17 million. However, there's still quite a lot of room to grow, even if they do sell all the tokens. So you could potentially see, maybe 3 or 4 times growth in your token as soon as it hits the exchanges. They will burn unsold tokens. I think that's important to point out. And there are high bonuses for pre-sale participants. So if you get involved at the moment, you can get up to 50% bonus. So it's in your interest to act quickly. And that is obviously a positive for investors getting involved at this stage, and not so much for investors at the ICO stage itself. The other thing that I like is they reward users of the system. If you contribute to the system, you will be rewarded with Viola tokens, which incentivizes users on the ecosystem, users of the app. And number 10, team tokens are vested for 1 or 2 years, ensuring that the circulatory supply is kept fairly low for that period, which will obviously give it a chance to grow in value. As ever, there are negatives. Here we go. No working product or MVP. Again, that is a negative. You know, why not just get a minimum viable product out there before you launch your ICO? You know, it doesn't need to wow us. It doesn't need to knock us you know, off our feet. But something that we can actually look at, like a demo, would have been nice. Number 2. There is a lot of competition in online dating, not only from the centralized companies that are already established, Zoosk, etc., but also from the blockchain companies that are looking to move into the blockchain space. As I pointed out in the earlier section of the video, in the competition section, there's 4 that I found with a quick Google. There's probably many, many more, you know, and they're all going to be competing for the same space. Will Viola have an advantage? Certainly, with the use of artificial intelligence and machine learning. You know, they will have an advantage in that case, but it remains to be seen which ones are going to become dominant in this sector. And again, it was a positive, but it's also a negative. If you're taking part in the ICO proper, high bonuses for pre-sale participants might not be very attractive for you. Number 4, they have a vague and a long roadmap of 36 months going into 2020 and beyond. The roadmap is fairly vague. It's not detailed enough for me. I like to see, you know, detailed analysis of what they're going to perform, how they're going to do it, and when. Another thing, and a minor gripe, but I needed to point out here anyway, was that there were a few grammatical and spelling errors on the website. And also on their white paper. Now, you know, if I was doing a project, I would try my very hardest to avoid that, even get somebody else to come in and check it. It doesn't take a long time to proofread, go through everything 3 or 4 times, but by not doing so, you know, grammatical errors and spelling errors, you really need to cut that out, guys. In a project where you're trying to raise millions from a community, a crowdfund like an ICO, you know, it doesn't give investors confidence that you can't spell correctly. So my verdict for this ICO is it's a solid ICO, but it's let down with no MVP. However, I give it a pass on that because they have the company already that's involved in online dating, which I think is very important. So in lieu of a MVP, I give this a solid 3 stars out of 5. It would have got more if it just had a minimum viable product or a demo or something we could actually look at, or some code on the GitHub or something like that from their blockchain. But however, this one came on my radar very late on, so I decided to do a review on it. My reviews are the best way that I can see of myself getting to grips with the ICO and, you know, understanding more about it, because I've got to sift through all the social media, the website, the white paper, etc. It lets me get a better understanding, and I'm happy to pass that knowledge on to you guys. So thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please like, please subscribe as usual. I will return tomorrow with another ICO review probably. There's so many now, I can do one a day with no problem whatsoever. Will I invest in this ICO? Good question. I'm not sure at the moment, not for the reason that I don't like it. I think it's a solid ICO. The point being that you know, my funds are already tied up in many other ICOs coming up this month, including tomorrow. There will be, let me just have a little look at my diary here. Tomorrow we've got Cargo X, we have Ink Protocol, and I am running out of funds. There's so many ICOs. I will try and get some funds together to put it into Viola. I quite like it. I think I'll give it a chance. And if you do too, let me know. Let me know what you think in the description below, in the comments below. Let me know if you're going to invest in this one or some of the others, some of its competitors. Let me know your comments, what you think. How can I improve my videos? What do you want me to do? Yeah, there we go. And as usual, the disclaimer, I'm not a financial advisor. This isn't financial advice. This is purely for entertainment purposes, and it's purely my opinion. If you're going to invest in anything, please do your own due diligence, do your own research. Always invest carefully, always invest wisely, and never invest more than you can afford to lose. And Guys, I don't get paid for these videos, so I really do appreciate you clicking on my affiliate links. It helps a lot. Thanks for the donation. I got an Ethereum donation yesterday, so thanks very much. I really appreciate that too. It means a lot to me. You know who you are that sent it. And final disclaimer, I don't get paid for the videos, as I always state. I don't get sponsored. I don't accept sponsorships. I feel that it would basically hinder my impartiality if I was being paid or sponsored by any of the companies launching these ICOs. So these are purely my opinion, and I try to be as unbiased as possible. So thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you tomorrow.